Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation on a book called Functional Training for Sports, written by Michael Boyle. Let's get right into it. First, I want to start off by covering who is Michael Boyle. Michael Boyle is one of the foremost experts in the fields of strength and conditioning, performance enhancement, and general fitness. Prior to starting Mike Boyle Strength and Conditioning, he served as a head strength and conditioning coach at Boston University for 15 years. As an aspiring personal trainer and fitness entrepreneur, I see myself working with athletes or clients with athletic goals very soon. Also, I personally enjoy training myself, and I'm always open to learning more about training and fitness. Michael Boyle's Functional Training for Sports provided great insight on functional training and specific training philosophies in chapters such as program design, adding functional strength, and lower and upper body strength progressions. Those are the main reasons as to why I chose this book. In Michael Boyle's Functional Training for Sports, Boyle simplified the meaning of functional training, describing it as a purposeful system of exercises to develop athletic performance. There is a second version of this book that he went back and renovated. However, this is the first version. After this presentation, as a take-home message, I want you to remember that functional training is not just about getting bigger or stronger, but also about reducing injuries and increasing performance. Boyle covered numerous topics in the book. One of these topics included adding functionality to your program. Boyle described function essentially as purpose. Functional training is often termed as sport-specific training by athletes and coaches. However, it is best described as sports general training. Looking at training under this scope highlights the fact that sports are more similar than different. Movements such as sprinting, jumping, and change of direction apply to many sports across the board. Boyle encouraged readers to ask themselves two main questions. How many sports are played sitting down, and how many sports are played in an environment where stability is already provided? Seated and machine-based training is not functional for most sports because stability is provided for the athletes in these scenarios. In this chapter, Boyle also included three key groups in need of stability training. First, the deep abdominals, the transverse abdominis and internal obliques, the hip abductors and rotators, and the scapula stabilizers. In one of my favorite chapters of the book, Boyle also covered program design. In this chapter, Boyle described three key points of program design. First, learn the basics. Second, use body weight first. Third, progress from simple to complex movements. In this chapter, it is emphasized that before progressing, the exercises should look smooth and athletic. If a client struggles with the movement, regress the exercise and work towards mastery. And no matter what, always protect their form, no matter the load. Boyle provided the functional continuum, as you can see in the graphic to your left, that groups lower and upper body exercises progressing from non-functional to highly functional. A meaningful point to me from this chapter was that always combine basic strength exercises that are less functional with exercises that are higher in function. Programming is never an either-or scenario, but rather an integrated approach of strength development. In Chapter 6 of the book, Boyle covered lower body strength progressions. For a high-quality training program, developing functional lower body strength should be a top priority. It's important to begin an athlete with a body weight squat, as this reveals information about strength, flexibility, and injury potential. Athletes who cannot perform a body weight squat parallel are deficient in either hip, ankle, or hamstring flexibility. The athlete must be taught to squat in a position that minimizes range of motion at the ankle and maximizes range of motion at the knee. As you can see in the image, on the left we have a proper squat that's parallel, and to the right we have an improper squatting technique where we see heels lifted off the ground and a slight lean forward. How many sports are played with both feet in contact with the ground at the same time? Single leg strength is often ignored in strength programs, even though it's key in improving speed and balance. In this chapter, Boyle included exercises such as a split squat, which is a great exercise for developing unilateral strength, and is a baseline exercise that can be progressed by adding load and elevating the rear foot. As you can see in the image, we have a split squat with the rear foot in contact with the ground, progressed into a split squat with the rear foot elevated onto a bench. Also, Boyle included the step-up exercise. The step-up can be an alternative to the back squat for athletes with back or knee problems. This exercise puts less stress on the knees and low back than the bilateral back squat. The step-up can be progressed through adding load and into a lateral step-up that targets the adductor muscles. And on this slide here, you'll find a reference for Michael Boyle's Functional Training for Sports, the first version released in 2004. Thank you guys for watching.